So there are several separate navigations in the structure where you can be transfer the column from the one side, and whatever the layout you want to set, you can be set in the data information system. So you can be set your layout as per your requirement in the standard SAP reports. So there are the function in the structure data where you can able to evaluate your particular reports. You can view your reports with a real-time data with appropriate fields. You can edit the reports, you can transfer the reports in the Excel file, or you can be transfer the report from the SAP system to the Excel system. And you can be set your profiles, you can be set your values, you can be set your columns, you can be set your graphic settings according to your requirements. So this is a typical structure overview reports where you can be able to see the level by level network activity WBS, what are my actual start and actual finish dates. There are lots of columns which you in the reports, and you can be set the whatever the day to day using columns which you need to reporting your management. So these are the hierarchical reports where you can be find out, or you can be drill down your list of level. Okay, so you can be able to see the hierarchical reports in case of the projects. The project information system gives you the budget base, cost base, finance base, date base, or a resources base, and you can be later on find out the plan versus actual. What are my plan and what is my actual, you can be compare with each other. Creating structuring report, you can create the structuring report in the case of the form. There are certain reports which is not fulfill your requirement, that reports you can be developed with the help of the technical guys or a ABAPer, and you can be customize your report according to your business requirement. The features of the reports which providing you the structuring, controlling, progress, resource, material. So there are lots of SAP standard reports which is available, which provide you the lots of data and lots of range and the functions where you can get the necessary information against that particular project. So standard reports in SAP PS, which is analyze your organization data, which is obtain the detailed information respect to your WBS element, your activity, your confirmation. With hierarchical report for the cost and payments, evaluate detailed information of the cost elements to reconcile. For example, it is reconciliation for the reports in the FICO modules. Origin your actual cost of the projects, you can be get the detailed actual cost for that particular project. View detailed information of the purchase order and the purchase requisition, that is whatever the material purchase or requisition and the service requisition or a material purchase order or a work order raised against that particular project or a WBS, you can be easily track. Then the view information of your progress, view information of your claims, view information of your materials across that particular projects. Then the project information system is a flexible comprehensive information system which monitor your control and your project data. So any given times the project manager or a project engineer get idea what is my status of that particular project, and he can be easily track that particular project, or he can be easily manage that particular project in the system. Okay, so you can be transfer the data from the project information system to the other SAP business informations, or you can be transfer the data from the project database to the SAP to the Excel database. These are the creating forms. There are certain report painters which is available in the SAP where you can be choose your rows, your columns, that can be paint by itself in the SAP, and you can be track your reports with the help of consultant. This is a cost element based reports where you can be get the plan versus actual and the variances for the particular cost, which is external procurement, external services. External procurement is nothing but a material procurement. External services is nothing but your subcontracting or a vendor work. Inventory change and the finished goods, general cost activity, and the labor charges. the purchase equation and the order, where you can be get the particular project which having the account assignment as a cost center, either a WBS element, either a network. So this can be get under the list of purchase equation and purchase order across that particular project, because the account assignment play as a role for the particular WBS or a network. So once you put the account assignment as a P, Q or N, that is a project, WBS or a network, system will mandatory that you have put a WBS or a network in that particular purchase equation or purchase order, and later on you can be track how much purchase equation or a purchase order I have made across that particular project. This is a graphical evaluation where you can be able to find out your Gantt chart, your activities, buffer time, your cost and the budget reports in a graphical views, your hierarchical graphic for the networks activity and the WBS. So these kinds of report which is managed under the standard SAP system. You can be import and export the data from the SAP, that you can be able to transfer the report data from the SAP to the Excel system, and you can be later on it can be mailed to the various department which is utilized or which is investigation of that particular reports. So this is the project information system or a project information cockpit, where you can be able to see a various kinds of reports in the SAP. So these are the selection criteria for the reports, where you can be create your own selection criteria. So whatever layout you require particularly set, that can be set into that particular selection criteria. So here you can be set your own layout which is you require or which is you want to see day to day. So there are the technical projects reports, where you can be find out your network activity, material components, your hierarchy, and you can be transfer the data into the Microsoft Excel. So this is the activity confirmation report in the project system module. This is a typical what is my confirmation, what is my network, what is my activity, what is the project definition for the same, what is my actual start date, actual finish date, against plan start date, plan finish date, WBS element you can be able to see in the confirmation overview. So for the commercial project reports, where you can be find out the cost versus revenue versus payment, where you can be get the budget versus cost kind of report in this section. So this is the typical project structure report, where you can be find out your structure requirement of that particular project along with the description. Then you can be find out the actual revenue versus planned revenue, then number of person responsible for maintain on that particular WBS, company code against that particular project, then the revenue, planned revenue, cost and plan cost. And this is the typically budget commitment reports, budget actual versus commitment. So here you can be find out the how much budget on that particular WBS, how much actual I have expands, what is my commitment. Commitment is nothing but the purchase equation and the purchase order. What is my plan values. Assign is nothing but the actual plus commitment, and finally the available. So available is nothing but the budget minus assign. This is a material component. What are the material components assigned to that particular project or a particular WBS, which is reflected in the report. Then the report is commitment, that is nothing but the purchase order or purchase equation. So it can be reflected in the CGI-FI report, that is what is my commitment, total quantity and the value. And same way it can be budget versus actual versus commitment report also. This is the report for actual, that is a CGI-3. So what is my actual values reflected in this report, and again same I can find out the budget versus actual versus assign and the available. The final section of this particular project system module is the interface to the external system. So project system module is available to interface to the many other systems. That is, you can find out the interface between the project system module and the Microsoft project, that is called as MSP, or you can interface with your project system module with the Primavera. So for this interface system, SAP have provided the standard tools which can be a platform to join these two different systems, and it can be easily linked to each other. So you can be able to transfer the data from the SAP to MSP or MSP to SAP. So today in this session we will find out how the SAP and MSP link to each other. So to link the MSP and SAP, there is a tool called as the OpenMSP, that is the OpenPS, which is provided by the standard SAP, or you can download these tools from any SAP site. So where you can once you download this tool on your system, there is one additional tab will get in your MSP tool, which upload and download your project in the system. So first of all, you have to click on the connect. Once you click on the connect, system will ask you to maintain the user ID and the password, which is same as your SAP user ID and SAP password. So it will be linked to each other with the two different systems through the one common software, that is called as the OpenPS. So this is the way where you can link your MSP and the SAP software. After maintaining the appropriate user ID and password, system will manage you to maintain some projects. Okay, you can maintain the project in the MSP. You can maintain your project WBS network activity in the MSP. And finally, you can transfer this particular WBS structure or a project structure into the SAP. So it will project was created successfully into the SAP. So the same structure you can get in the SAP. So here you can link these two different systems into the single platform. So this is the way you can transfer the data from the MSP to SAP and the SAP to MSP. Thank you. Hope you enjoying this session.